Hey, everybody, Evan Kirstel here with another great guest around CPAS, Pankaj from EnableX. How are you?
Very well, Ivan. Great to be here. How are you?
I'm doing great. I know it's getting late in Singapore, about 10 p.m., so thanks so much for staying up late. And I would ask how the weather is in Singapore these days, but I know the answer. It's hot and humid.
It's
But
hot and
I know
humid. Lots of rains this week, so not so bad actually.
the rainy season is upon you. I know I was only in Singapore once, and it's just a fantastic city, wonderful people, amazing country. But let's dive in. We're going to talk all things CPAS. This actually is brought to you by the CPAS Acceleration Alliance, of which you're a member of. Great community on all things information sharing and education and marketing and events around CPAS. But maybe introduce yourself and EnableX. Who are you in this landscape?
Hey, thanks, Ivan. Thanks for having me here. I'm the founder of EnableX. We are a full stack CPaaS player. Being headquartered out of Singapore, been in business for almost 5 years now. And the way we operate, we offer our services both in a SaaS model as well as offer the ability to white label and deploy our platform, enabling service providers and enterprises who are looking for private deployments on our solutions.
Well, it's an exciting space and a super exciting time. I do have a quick video I'd love to play on your YouTube channel. Maybe we can take a look. The audience might find it instructive. So, because a lot of folks are kind of new to the CPAS arena and need a bit of getting up to speed. So let me share my screen here, and we'll watch the video together
Sounds good.
on EnableX, best in class CPAS for business communications. Wow, that is a developer's dream. So much capability there. So tell us, CPAS has been around for quite some time, but it's a new landscape with new players like yourself globally. So how do you fit in this landscape, versus the, 100-pound, 800-pound gorillas out there? How does your solution, your tech stack, kind of differentiate it from other CPaaS solutions or other solutions generally in the communications marketplace?
So a few things, Evan. So one of the big things that we focus on is video. All the 800-pound gorillas that you talk about come more from the SMS and voice backgrounds.
Mm.
And we at EnableX are firm believers that video is the future. We all see that we are doing these calls over video. Everything is gone virtual. So we are a video first CPaaS platform. So while we
Mm.
do all channels, we do SMS, we do voice, we do WhatsApp. Video is where we
Wow.
believe the future lies, and that's why we see a lot of interest and traction. And that's where we try to differentiate ourselves. So it's not only our simple video capabilities, but a whole lot of innovation, scalability that we bring to the platform that puts us apart into a different business in a different league altogether. Right? So, if I go further on that, one of the other differentiators that we start with is our ability to white label and deploy this
Mm.
platform on any kind of infrastructure. We talk about CPaaS Alliance, we talk about how operators, telcos are looking at CPaaS. We are natively designed to be deployed with telcos, integrated with their ecosystems, white label for them, and deliver a complete self serve platform enabling them to sell to the developer communities. And this is something which puts us in a very different space compared to a whole lot of other players that are in the space.
Indeed, yeah, and tell us about your deployment models. I mean, you touched on a little bit, but you have public cloud, you have private cloud these days. On premises is still a thing for many customers. What do customers demand or ask these days in terms of flexibility and scaling to different businesses and industries? You must see a lot of different
Well,
architectural
oh
scenarios.
yeah, absolutely. And the EnableX platform has been designed to be neutral to the underlying infrastructure,
Hmm.
and that helps us deploy and address different kind of needs. So on one end, we are working with different telcos and service providers who want the entire platform sitting on their infrastructures, white labeled, and
Mhm.
offered by them under their brands. We also work with enterprises in healthcare or financial services where data localization, GDPR compliance, HIPAA compliances, those become security concerns. So we are able to address this entire spectrum of the market. So on one side, our standard public offer runs through a hyperscaler. Then we enable the service providers and enterprises alike.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. And the talk of the town, of course, is CX and seamless experiences across applications. Um, Describe the experience side of building the user interface, the user experience, the customer experience. I mean, how you differentiate yourself from perhaps other providers, or maybe how do you allow your customers to differentiate themselves versus their competition?
So very very interesting, and we all talk of CX, omni-channel experiences, better customer experience at the end of it all. So where we've done a lot of work is delivering a very powerful no-code engine, which lets developers build seamless applications or embeds which sit inside different workflows. Whether they are CRM solutions, whether they're contact center applications, whether they're healthcare solutions. So our low code, no code engines and highly flexible APIs and SDKs are helping developers embed, be it a mobile application, be it a web application. We get seamlessly integrated into workflows. And we've seen some phenomenal stories, success stories with our customers, where one of the largest financial services companies in the world has integrated our video capabilities into their digital customer onboarding process.
Hmm.
So from a customer point of view, it's a seamless, single window, single process onboarding. While at the back end, there are different pieces talking to each other, sitting in a single mobile app.
Fantastic. You mentioned HIPAA, GDPR. Tell us about trust, because security is top of mind now for everyone. Encryption is the norm on the data storage side. How do you build customer trust and really secure the platform from all of these threats that are on the horizon? Which on the network side are really scary when you talk about deploying new services.
Absolutely. So the security is at different layers, right? So right from the infrastructure layer, you talk about data localization. So our design supports distributed deployments and distributed storage. So for our customers in the US, everything resides within the US geography. For
Mm.
European customers, we've got instances running in Europe. For Indian customers, we've got a data center in India. So starting from as basic as making sure data resides in your geography to encryption on all static data, encryption in transit, then regular security audit. So it's a constant cat and mouse game, right? So you're making it secure. Hackers are trying more. So it's at various levels. So there is a compliances level and there is a security level. So there's a lot of effort that goes in, both at the design level and at the operations level, where we make sure we are able to deliver that level of security that you have the trust. And for us, the biggest validation is the fact that we work with a very large telco in white labeling a platform for
Mm.
them. We work with the biggest fintech company around who trust their entire communication on our platform.
Wow.
So we've been able to do a decent job of it.
Yeah, no, no, trust is key there, and experience, and That's pretty impressive. Congratulations. Let's talk pricing without getting into specifics. Pricing was pretty simple in the beginning of the CPaaS market. You paid per message or per call, and it's come a long way, though, right? I mean, how do you look at pricing in terms of value, affordability, different pricing models? What say you?
So very interesting, because we as CPaaS providers are kind of getting embedded into applications and solutions,
Mm,
right? So, and we are firm believers that as a solution provider to solution providers, the pricing needs to be more flexible. Pricing need to be more adaptable to the end customer or the partner pricing. So like you rightly said, it was a per message pricing or a per minute pricing in the past. Today we have pricing models which vary to as diverse as concurrent port capacity, or concurrent capacity models to enable our resellers, to a to a per agent license model when we work with contact center companies who sell
mm,
agent licenses. So in fact, that's a very unique proposition that we carry, and that's because of two broad reasons. A, we believe we understand our customers business well, so we try to align our pricing models to our customers pricing models. And B, we own the entire IP. We built our own billing engines, we built our own rating
oh wow.
engine, so we have the full flexibility to deliver different kind of pricing models based on our partner or customer requirements. So to give you a couple of examples, we work with a large contact center company where we price our video APIs on a per agent model.
Mm,
For a fintech company which does video KYC, we are able to charge per KYC basis. Or
mm,
with an ed tech company, we are able to charge per student basis.
wow.
You know, this is something which really puts us apart.
That's brilliant. Well done. I'm a geek as you are, so let's take a look under the hood at your tech stack. I mean, I imagine there's some proprietary technology, there's open source. I mean, how do you blend that tech under the hood and optimize for performance and reliability while scalability is still key? I mean, it must be a difficult balancing act to say the
Yeah,
least.
absolutely. And we spent almost 4 years building the platform before we
Hmm.
actively went into the market. So while on the open source side, you use the standard open source technology frameworks, but
Hmm.
our entire platform, the CPaaS platform, we own the entire IP. We pretty much build it from grounds up. A lot of core C++ kind of development went into it. A lot of Java went into it. So all those technologies which people don't use today, you know we guys spent a fair amount of time doing that. And then we also went on, again, like I said, we are agnostic to the infrastructure layer. So we created very robust APIs to deploy our platform across any cloud provider, but implemented very strong scalability algorithms of our own, so that we know when to scale our platform, we know when to descale it. And so those kind of things. So there's a lot of work we've done, and especially when it comes to handling scale. And going back to the point, we are a video first platform.
Hmm.
So there's a
Hmm.
lot of bandwidth optimization, there's a lot of stuff we've done under the hood, as you said, about handling larger capacity calls, um, for our customers. So there's a lot of IP we've created. We've got an engineering team of about 35 people.
Nice.
A lot of them come from hardcore video experience, having worked with companies like Life Sizes, etc.
Hmm.
So we understand, the team understands, at least not so much as me, but the team understands the nuts and bolts of building something like this.
And tell us about the API side. Obviously, you're providing front end APIs to developers, but also you've got to integrate into lots of other systems and processes, technologies on the back office or BSS, OSS. Tell us about the different integration sides you must
Absolutely.
face.
So, the customer facing APIs are publicly available. Our
Mhm.
developer customers use them. But because we own the entire backend system as well, our billing systems, our provisioning systems are all built in house. We've created very powerful APIs there for enabling integration with BSS systems, OSS systems, different kind of notification mechanisms. So right from customer onboarding through a Salesforce kind of a system to integration with a service now for escalation of support matrices, etc. So we've got APIs on both sides. And again, when we work with telcos or other service providers, We also our professional services team works with their teams to integrate with their custom requirements and ensure there can be seamless data flow across the entire 360 degree of the customers.
Interesting. How long does it take typically to get applications up and running? I mean, is it months, weeks, days? Like, what's or is there a typical
So
engagement model?
a typical telco, if we have to enable or onboard on a service provider, we have a lot of experience in that space. We've done a lot of work in the
Hmm.
past with working with telcos, so we are able to onboard telcos in as little as 2 months.
Hmm. Oh, that's quick in telco land. Things move at
There are a
glacial.
few assumptions there. There are a few assumptions there, which we all know.
Well, it may not sound fast to folks outside of telecom, but that is actually very fast. And what about in industry verticals? I heard you mention education, healthcare, fintech, finance. Are those the big runners that you see getting a lot of traction?
Yes, so these are some of the bigger ones. Apart from these, we also have done a lot of work in technical support and field services. That's one vertical where there's a fair amount of traction. HR and recruitment is another industry. So we work with multiple companies in integrating our video and the sentiment analysis AI platform to enable candidate assessment or streamlining their recruitment journeys.
Hmm.
So yeah, apart from fintech, healthcare, education, contact centers slash field services, and HR have been some of the other bigger industries where we've done a fair amount of work.
HR, that's fantastic. Well, last time I had a job, there was a lot of paperwork involved, lots of signing things and
Yeah,
clipboards and all kinds of ridiculous processes. This is like 10 years ago. But definitely that's most welcome. I'm looking at your website. You've helped customers build like webinar platforms as well, bespoke custom webinar services with 1,000 participants. That's really interesting because most webinar platforms kind of suck, to be honest. I won't name names, but it's like something built in the 90s, so that must be an opportunity for, white label, private label, custom webinars.
absolutely. So it's not a typical webinar platform. There
Hmm.
are a bunch of those, and
Yeah.
during the COVID period, a lot of it went up. But the kind of work we've done in that space is actually working with communities or solution providers or people working in the US, for example, building communities for self-help, for example, or
Mm.
communities helping recovering addicts. So these people kind of run private communities and do webinars for self-help, bring coaches and people who, there's a more engaging journey than just a standalone webinar.
Yeah,
Again,
I
it comes
mean,
to
just a Zoom, plain vanilla Zoom invite, that's what people use, but has a lot of limitations for around privacy, for example. So interesting.
absolutely. So privacy is one side, but the whole experience when you integrate into a wider community platform,
Hmm.
you've got a lot of other engagement that goes on. There is more contextual communication. People are
Mhm.
able to exchange a lot more. There are histories which are there.
Mm.
So you can bring in a lot more value when you've got a more engaging contextual platform than a standalone collaboration application.
Yeah, fantastic opportunity. And tell us a little bit as we wrap up here about your background. How did you found EnableX? What was the journey and the vision like? And I'd love to hear more.
So, I've been an entrepreneur for a while. I started my first tech company back in '99. Had the opportunity and fortune to scale it to 1,000 odd people before it
Wow.
got acquired by a Nasdaq listed US company. In between that, I started a teleconferencing company out of India. And at that time, teleconferencing used to be a thing. You used to pick up a number, dial a pin, join a call, right? So we started a company in that space. Got lucky to find a joint venture partner in France, and worked together for 10 years to build one of the largest global teleconferencing businesses.
Hmm.
And it was during that time you started seeing video. I'm still talking early 2014, 15, when video was becoming beyond just enterprise collaboration. And that's when the whole I started exploring in terms of getting into CPaaS. Actually, it was VPass at that time. Honestly, I was looking more of video platform as a service than a full stack CPaaS. And when we started, so it was after my exit from that venture that I started EnableX, headquartered it out of Singapore. Initially, we were trying to build only a video platform.
Mhm.
Then this was still pre-COVID. So, we realized maybe we were a little bit too early for embedded video at that time. And we kind of built a more broader platform, added all channels of communication, started working a lot on AI, uh, designed the platform to be telco agnostic, infrastructure agnostic, because I had a lot of experience working with telcos in my previous life. So I'm a firm believer that telcos will become techcos very soon, and unless that happens, a lot of them will just remain pure utility companies. So by design, EnableX is meant for service providers and telcos.
Well,
And
fantastic,
just built
fantastic
on
vision. And tell me, why Singapore? Besides the beautiful food, amazing nightlife, and infrastructure, the people, incredible airports. Why Singapore?
that. What more do you need then?
Okay, right. Yeah, it's a global hub. I think I could probably jump on a plane tonight and be there tomorrow.
So
So,
Singapore is a global hub. Singapore is a great gateway for Asia Pac,
mhm.
and 2/3 of the world population lives in this part of the world. The
Hmm.
future growth of businesses is happening here, and no better location or presence, point of presence than Singapore when it comes to access to quality capital, quality talent, and access to the rest of the Asian markets. So Singapore, and from a business point of view, it's ease of doing business. Singapore is easy, simple, transparent. So from a business point of view, it's a great place to be. And I think, like I said, beyond that, you've already listed the other points: food, people, location, airport. So you name it.
Well, absolutely. Well, congratulations on all the success. Thanks so much for sharing
Evan,
more on your vision and story and staying up so late to do this video. And good luck. And we'll see you around much more in the CPaaS Acceleration Alliance, the community. Hopefully, we'll see you at its marquee event in Amsterdam in September. And
looking forward to that.
thanks everyone for watching. Really appreciate your
Thank you,
feedback
Evan.
and thoughts.
Pleasure being on your show. Thank you.